When you face a performance that might provoke the I'm scared response, choose love and approach your opportunity as a chance to dance with God. It's more fun than dancing with the stars, meaning we all have always had our own performances and obligations in our lives, not necessarily because we wanted those things to have or to fulfill, but because we had to, because of familial duties, circumstantial compulsions, personal needs, poverty, crisis, it could be anything, as a result of which we had to fulfill obligations and carry out performances in our lives by being completely aware that both performance and obligation are counterproductive, unhealthy in their distinctive ways for ourselves, for our good, for growth, progress, learning. We cannot live in obligation. We cannot afford to live in performance, formal behavior either. We have to be absolutely raw, authentic, personal, and individual, and virtuous, and wise, intelligent, reasonable in one way or another. But then again, we had to carry out performance and obligation, not necessarily because we wanted all those things to do, but because of responsibility, because of poverty, crisis in our lives, because we had to fulfill familial societal obligations of which we are essential critical parts, and if we don't, then we would face unnecessary, undesirable, uncircumstantial criticism, opposition, violence, backlash from not only our families but also from neighbors, from societies, public organizations, institutions, and the list just goes on. So living without obligation is nearly impossible for the social public kind of man and woman. Being able to live without obligation and performance is a life of freedom, virtue, sovereignty, wisdom, authenticity, anyways. But living without obligation is also equally very difficult, chaotic, counterproductive, and dangerous for basically association, relationship, friendship, learning, because the privilege of a lifetime is to become who we truly are. But will society accept who we truly are without obligation, without performance? When we absolutely reject and disobey performance and obligation, then we will be unconditionally criticized, condemned, violated in our lives in one way or another. So that's how this differentiation works. But then again, we have fulfilled obligations and performances, and we still are in one way or another. Only the man and women of sovereignty, independence, and solitude won't have to do that, but the majorities will, because they have to fulfill and meet their families' ends, needs, demands, and meet their or realize their own ambitions by fulfilling obligation and performance and earning livelihoods. But then again, the man of solitude, sovereignty won't do